Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. So as a part of our Python tutorial series, in last lecture we learned about how we can pass Python function as an argument inside another function, right? We also learned how we can define a function inside another function and can call that defined function, right? We also learned how we can return function from another function as a return type, right? Now in this lecture we will learn about Python decorators. So without wasting time, let's start. So these are the some of the scripts which I have prepared to demo you guys about the decoration functions. Okay, so let's start. So what is decorators? Okay, or what is decoration function? Okay, so decorators are nothing, just no a wrapper function, right? A wrapper function or decoration function you can say, which can modify your existing function. If you will pass your function as a parameter into this decoration function, it can modify your existing function and give you a decorated output, right? That is a decorated function, right? So suppose you have a function, right? For in this example I have a decoration function, it is called data type function, and I'm taking function as a parameter, right? And I'm defining another function def wrapper, right? And I'm just giving a print statement here, just to note that we are into this wrapper function. So I'm giving a print statement inside wrapper function, right? And then I'm calling the function which I'm passing as a parameter, okay? And then I'm returning this wrapper function, right? Now this is the decoration function, right? And this is the function which needs decoration. Okay, so suppose I have a function which is called my number function and it has a print statement, right? And I'm going to pass this function into this data type function, right? So my number function, right, this has just one functionality right now, that it is giving a print statement, right? Once I'll pass this number function in my decoration function, that is data type function, so it will have its own attribute, as well as it will be changed, right? It will be modified little bit inside this wrapper function, right? And it will be decorated with extra features, right? So that is the objective of decoration function, right? So in decoration function you pass a function, normal function, as an input, and you get an output function. So output function is your decorated function, input function is your original function, right? So suppose you have a feature in which you have to modify or give an example, or I'm giving an example. If you have a doubler function, right? And you have to double all your functions, right? All your functions, or you need that feature multiple times, right? So what you will do, you will create a decoration function which will be a doubler function, right? And you will pass all your function inside that doubler function, and it will just give the output as double of the output, right? So for a particular feature, you can prepare a decoration function and you can pass all the functions which needs modifications, right? Or which needs that extra feature, right? So that is the objective of decoration function, right? So now we'll define this number function, and then we'll see how decoration function works. Okay. So and we also have a string function, right? So another example, I'm defining a string function and then I'm decorating that with the help of data type function, right? So data type function is my decoration function, and number functions which needs decoration, and there is a string function which also needs a decoration, right? So we'll decorate this number function and string function using this decoration function, data type function. Okay, so let me just copy and define this decoration function in idle shell. So let me just paste it. Before that, let me restart this cell. Okay, so let me just paste this cell. So my data type function is defined, right? My decoration function is defined. Now I have function which needs decoration, right? So this is the number function. So let me define this number function. Okay, so let me just paste it. So this is the function which need decoration, right? Number function, and this is my data type function which is have decoration function feature, right? and I'll pass this number function into this data type function now, right? So in last lecture you learned, right, how to pass a function as an argument, right? So here there is data type function call and I'm passing number function inside that, and I'm taking the output also in the same number function. Okay, number function variable. So let me just do that, right? So that's how we decorate this, right? So our input function is this number function, right, which is our existing function. Data type function is the decoration function in which I'm passing this number function, and this number function is the output, which is the decorated function. Okay, so enter, right? So now this number function is decorated, right? Now I can call this number function. Let's call this number function now. Okay, so let me just paste it and enter, right? So you can see we have two print statement, right? One is inside wrapper function, and then we have this is a number function, right? So this is a number function is a print statement from this number function, but this inside wrapper function, this is a print statement from this wrapper function, right? So here actually when we are calling this number function, right, so it is calling this wrapper, right? Here it is calling this wrapper, and first it prints this inside wrapper function, and then it is executing the function, my number function, which I'm passing, right? So these are the, that's why we are getting two print statement, right? So our number function is decorated, right? So number function has just one feature. Now it has two print statement, right? So our number function got decorated, right? Similarly, we can decorate a string function as well. Okay. So let me define this string function, which has a message as this is a string function. Okay. So let me just paste it here. Okay. Enter, enter. Okay. So our string function got defined, right? Now string function got defined. Let's pass this string function in data type function, right, and save it into the string function variable, right? So let me just paste it here, right? Enter, enter, right? So our string function, this is the string function which got decorated, right? Now let's call this our decorated string function, right? So let me just call my decorated string function, enter, right? So again, see this inside wrapper function, this is coming from the wrapper function, right? So this one is getting called, and then I'm passing the string function, then string, my string function is giving a print statement. This is a string function, right? So you can see how a function, how this function can is working as an input function, and it is passed into a decoration function, and then we get an output function, same name as a string function, right? And then when we print, we have extra features, right? So our original function gets decorated, right? So this feature is called decoration. Okay. Now, there is a at the rate no character using which we can just give the decoration function name, right? And our function will get decorated, right? While defining itself, if I give the decoration function in at the rate decoration function name above the function which needs decoration, right? So our function will get decorated automatically, right? So we don't need to do this step manually, right? This step which we are doing, number function equals to data type function and then passing this number function, right? So here the decoration what we are doing is manually, so we don't need to do that. That will be done automatically using this python at the rate decoration function character. Okay. So let me just restart cell first. Let me just reset it. Okay. And then we'll do again, we'll define this decoration function first. Okay. So let me just define this decoration function. Okay. Enter, enter. So our decoration function got defined, right? Now we'll define our number function, but this time with at the rate data type function. So data type function is the decoration function which will decorate this number function. Okay, so let me just paste it here, enter, enter, right? So now you can see this is my decoration function, and I'm passing this with the rate at the rate when I'm defining this number function, right? So our number function will get automatically decorated using this data type function, right? So I can directly call now my number function. Okay, so I can directly call my number function, and it should give me the decorated output, right? So enter, right? So this is giving me a decorated output, right? So this is inside wrapper function from decoration function, and this is a number function. It is coming from the original number function, right? So you can see we don't need to do manual decoration. This step can be avoided if you use this at the rate decoration function while defining the function which needs decoration, right? So let's check the same example with the string function. So let me define this string function, and I'm giving the decoration function as at the rate data type function, right? So let me just paste it here, right? Enter, enter, right? So our string function got defined, right? Now we can directly call this string function, right? We don't need to do any manual decoration step, right? So enter, right? So this is giving me same output, right? So inside wrapper function, and then this is a string function which is coming from the original string function, right? So our function will get decorated using this at the rate decoration function if we can give while defining our function which needs decoration, right? So this is the use of at the rate, at the rate keyword. Okay. Now, so whatever function we defined, which need decoration, has no inputs, right? Has no parameters, right? Now, if you have any function which has a parameter, like in this example, I'm taking the decoration function at the rate data type, but this is my number function which has an argument called number, and I'm printing this is a number function with the value string num. Okay, so I'm printing the number which I'm passing in this number function, right? So this function has an argument, right? So whenever you have argument in your function, right, and that function if you want to decorate, right, then you will have to use this args and kwargs, right? The args and kwargs default Python, default Python variables, right? So these are default Python keywords which is used to take any number of arguments which you have in your function which you want to decorate, right? So like in example, my number function has one input parameter. Even if it will have multiple number of arguments, right? So that will be handled using this wildcard at the rate args and at the rate cogs. Okay, so at the rate args is for arguments, and at the rate double double cogs is for keyword arguments. Okay, so arguments means simple arguments, int, char, string, etc. And kwargs is the keyword argument. That means it should have key value pair. So it can take both type of parameter, right? Your arg and kwarg can handle both type of input parameter. If you have simple input parameter, simple arguments, that will be handled using args. And if you have key value pair as an argument, so that will be handled by kwargs. Okay, so these are wildcards, right? Python wildcards, right? So if you have any number of arguments, right? So if you use this args and kwargs, right? So you can pass those arguments inside this function, right? When you call this inside the wrapper function, right? So here also I'm using args and kwargs, right? So whatever input I'm passing it here, right? That will be passed to our wrapper function using this args and kwargs, right? So let's define our data type function again, right? Inside now in this example, our wrapper function has kwargs, and same we are passing in the function as parameter, right? When we are calling this function as a parameter, then I'm passing the argument as well, right? So this is the syntax for passing argument when you have any number of argument in your function which you want to decorate, right? So let me first restart myself again. Okay, and now let's define this decoration function with args and kwarg, right? So let me just paste it here, enter, enter, right? So now this is my decoration function, which is data type function, which is same. We are passing a function as parameter, but this function as parameter has arguments also. So that's why in the wrapper function we are giving args and kwargs, and the same argument we are passing into the function as parameter also. When we are calling this function as parameter, executing, then also we'll pass this argument, right? This is the way, this is the syntax to pass the argument inside this decoration function, right? Now this is my data type function, right? So this is my decoration function, data type function. I'm passing, I, I'm declaring with the help of at the rate, right? And this is my number function. So let's define my number function. So let me just copy and paste it here. So my number function got defined, which has an argument called number, and I'm just printing it here, right? And I'm just giving a print statement in the wrapper function, and then I'm calling this passed number function with argument, right? So now I can call my number function, right? So my decoration function is defined, my function which needs decoration and has an one argument, so that function is also defined, right? Now I can directly call my number function, right? So this number function has an argument, so I'm passing argument as 5. Okay, so I'm calling this function with argument as 5. I'm passing argument as 5, enter, right? So see, it is giving me first a print statement, right, inside wrapper function, which is the same print statement which is in decoration function, right? And then it is giving me a print statement. This is a number function with value 5, right? So this is the value, this is the print statement which is coming from this number function, right? So whenever you have any argument, you have to mandatorily define this args and kwargs, right? Then only it will be passed in your calling function, right? The function which you have passed as an argument, right? Otherwise it will give errors, right? So you can see it is printing my no the input which I'm passing as 5, right? So this print statement is getting printed, right? So my decorated function has with argument, my decorated function is working good, right? Now continuing to the next example, right? So we in this example we are just printing, right? So we are not returning anything, right? In the next example we are returning this number as well. Okay, so suppose you have any return type, right? And you have returning anything from this function, right? Original function, right? Then that value should be saved, right? Since the function which I'm passing in this decoration function is returning some value, so I'm saving that value into this x variable, and that also I'm returning it, right, from this wrapper function, right? Then only the returned value will be returned from the decoration function as well, right? So whenever you have any return statement, return type or return any argument, right, from your original function, so you will have to return that value as well from the wrapper function as well. Okay, so this is the syntax. So let me just restart my cell again, and let's just define our decoration function. So this is our decoration function, right? So let me just paste it here, enter, enter, right? So nothing changed, right? We are passing argument as it is, right? We are passing argument as it is. We are calling this function as parameter, just that this, since this function as parameter is this time returning a number, so I'm saving that into x variable, and then I'm returning that x variable, right? Then only our decorated function, the function which I'm passing it, right? So our decorated function will also return this value, right? So to do that, you have to return that value as well from this wrapper function. Okay, now let me just define our data type no number function with data type function as decoration function. So let me just define it here, let me just paste it here, right? So this is my number function, right? This is my data type function, which is a decorating number function. There's an argument called number, right? There's a print statement, and then I'm returning this number, right? So enter, enter, right? So now my decoration is done, right, of this number function. Let me call this number function with value argument as 5, right? So let me just paste it here, enter, right? So you can see it is giving me a print statement which is coming from this decoration function, right? This print statement, right? And then it is giving me another print statement which is coming from my original function, right? And then it is also returning the value which is 5, right? So I'm returning it from my original function, that value is saved here, and here it is returned as 5, right? So this returned value 5 is from this decorated function, right? This number function which is decorated in using this decoration function, right? So this is the syntax to return any value from your decoration function, right? So I hope you guys understood the concept of decoration, right? Decoration is nothing. You have a function and you have to modify it, right? So you pass it into another function, right? And you get a modified function as output, right? So if you guys like this lecture, please subscribe my channel. Thank you guys.